Hello. So today I'm going to teach about artificial neurons and the core components of this one. So let's talk about this one. So artificial neurons are the fundamental computational units that make artificial neural networks to work, right? One of the core architecture behind for deep learning. So this is the example. If you see the prompt engineering and you are typing something and the response is from here, and so behind the scenes is the neural networks or neurons, right? So just like biological neurons, the basic information processing units, brain and artificial neurons perform the simple mathematical operation and collaborate solve the complex problems. So what is neuron? So neuron is the basic building blocks of artificial neural network. Is inspired by human brains. Thus, this is the human brains and this is the artificial neuron. So it looks similarly. We have various inputs and then we perform the task. Similarly, the neurons also perform similar tasks. So simplest so let's talk about here, right? And so if process data, apply weight and produce the output based on the activation function. It's simplest type of so this is what I told. So component of neurons, right? The input, weight, dot products, and the activation function outputs. So similar to human, it's the same. So how humans make the decision, you understand that, like should I go for jogs or not? We have some condition like it's raining, we will not go. If it is weather is good, we will go. If we feel energy, then we'll go. So there are various input, there is various energy level. So data input, weather, energy level, weight component, each input adjust during the weight. Bias also shift output to better flexibility. Dot product we do and then we take the decision, right? So this is similarly how it work here. Piece of information like numbers, image and text, and then component and then we do the weight is importance given to each factor numerical value adjustable during the training. And bias is something, some additional info parameter added to weight. Input influence the neuron output immediately. Okay, and the summation will become here and the neural network output will come here. Then the based on will so basically y equal to activation function weighted sum plus bias, right? So weighted sum is nothing but w1 x1 w2 up to w and xn multiply, right? And then this is the formula will become, then we will take the decision, right? So bias also be added and the summation. This is weighted sum activation function. So there is various activation function which we are going to talk about. So step activation function is simple, like threshold, threshold classifier 0 and 1. If you see the value 0, if value is greater than to threshold, then the neuron will activate, right? Linear, it's like linear graph. It's preserved the linear nature. Activation function is proportional to the input, right? If the input is greater, then activation function will activate. Okay, and this is y barabar mx plus c equal to c, right? Sigmoid is also fx equal to 1 divided by 1 plus e power minus x. So I usually learn a lot about in my engineering classes and in my 12th. So this is very sigmoid. Introduce non-linearity by mapping values rise between 0 and 1. So if you see the value is 0 and 1 and then this function is activated. Okay, so this is y equal to 1 divided by 1 plus e x power minus x. Tana means it's between value minus 1 to 1. So ex plus e power minus x divide ex plus e power minus x. This is what the formula is, right? And the ReLU function, y equal to x if x is greater than also. So ReLU function is also similar. ReLU is a rectified linear unit, so it's a ReLU. It is less than greater than 0 then x. If it is less than fx. Okay, this is the core components which we talk. Output the final result of activation function, it will work. And this is the program which ReLU function I calculated. So ReLU weighted sums and so on. So we call here ReLU go here, max, and then find the max. What is the max? X in between x is max, and then it's called to weighted function. Weighted function is something like this, and the output will come limitation of the single neuron. So if you talk about limitation of single neurons on neural network versus linear versus non-linear problem, single perception work with the linear function, effective simple over and. So single function, like work and or. But the problem single neuron can only solve the linear problem such as deciding between and or.